goals, passions, dreams. My guests will help inspire you to find your true calling. They will be sharing their success stories as well as their journey. So watch me on Trending with Suyo. Hi viewers, thank you for joining me, Suyo, on Trending with Suyo. So every week we'll have an interesting member of the Tamil community come and talk about their career, passion, and lives. These individuals will give you a rare perspective on the goods and the challenging moments of their chosen paths. My hope is that you guys will get inspired by these conversations and help you find your true calling. So join me and see what you learn. Hi Navz!
Hi, Suyo.
How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm great. I'm actually starstruck right now. I'm super excited to be sitting beside you. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you. It means a lot to me.
No problem. So Navz, tell me, what is your full name?
Oh, wow. Okay. So my full name is Navini. So Navz is a short form of, obviously, Navini. And Navz 47 is like my stage name.
Okay.
So that's what I go by when I'm performing.
Awesome. So you are not actually from Toronto, right? You lived in Montreal your whole life?
Montreal, and I was born in Colombo.
Okay. So what made you move here to Toronto?
Well, initially, my mom thought, like we would have a better future in Toronto because we're bilingual. We speak French and English.
Okay.
So she thought maybe we will have a lot of, job opportunities and stuff like that. So that was the initial reason for, our move.
Are you happy about moving here?
Yeah, definitely.
So we're happy having you here. So let's talk about AMU. So you're your own solo artist. So would you consider now that you've joined with AMU, or is it just some sort of a collab that you've done with them and you're still kind of doing your own thing?
So I'm part of AMU.
Okay.
So initially they found me performing at one of my friends' birthday party, and they asked me to, come and join their studio session and then see what I can create. Okay. So we created 2 songs the same day, which was Idana and Kadali.
Wow.
And
you created both on the same day?
Both, yeah.
That's amazing.
And then they were like, okay, we're a team now. How do you feel about it? I'm like, it's an honor to be a part of AMU. And then I started working with them. But I also do my own songs. I am planning to launch my album. So yeah, it's like I'm part of a team and they're still okay with me doing my own thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when you first started working with them and you've launched these 2 amazing tracks and the videos were outstanding, how did you feel when, first of all, how did you feel recording all this? Did you think that it would blow up this big?
No.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, I was very nervous. It was my first studio session. I've been rapping and singing in my basement for over 15 years. Mm-hmm. So to me, I was like, oh, are you guys sure you want me to be in the song? They were like, yeah, if it's not you, nobody could do this. Yeah. So my first studio session was very nerve-wracking. Okay. I had to, do 2, 3 tries. And then finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go all out. And the final cut was when I'm like, you know what? I was born to do this. So let me just, show the world what I'm capable of doing. But the outcome was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. I was going to Sri Lanka for a friend's wedding on December 4th on my birthday. So when I landed to Sri Lanka, I was like, okay, let me turn on my phone. And my Instagram was blowing up. Yeah. All the people who tagged me on the video and over thousands of comments, over 3,000 friend requests. It was unbelievable. I started with 1,000 to 1,500 followers. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, literally, it was my Instagram was blowing. Yeah. So it was good and bad in the same way. Mm-hmm. Good because it brought a different side to me. It gave me so much confidence. Yeah. Bad because my next song, there's so much expectation.
It has to be up to that level, right?
Right. So yeah, that's what happened with Kadali, and then Idana happened as well. Yeah. It showed 2 different sides of me. Kadali, I guess it was more rapping. Idana was more feminine side, where I'm singing. So yeah.
So who is Navz? What do you want to be represented as?
I'm a rapper.
Okay.
I'm a rapper. That's what I want to be known as. Okay. Yeah.
And you're actually the hottest trending Tamil female rapper out there. So that's a huge title.
Yeah, it is.
So how are you going to carry that?
So I have lots of plans for the future. So I want to start by like, you know, having a good fan base. That's my first step. And I think I've already achieved that. More than 70% of my followers are women.
Wow.
That itself is a big achievement.
Yes.
I mean, like, what's better than having a team of women behind you?
Right.
So that I guess that was my initial goal. Like I have like different stages. So my first stage was to, you know, have a good fan base, which is, you know, what I have right now. The second would be to work on my solo songs, which I'm working on right now.
Okay.
So I guess like, you know, like once I reach that step and when I launch my album, then I will go to the next level where I want to perform all over the world.
Awesome. So you told us like what you want to do, but how did you get to where you are right now? Like tell us about your journey. For those that don't know you and your background, tell them a little bit about who Navz is.
I think Navz is a very dark person. I would say that I don't enjoy being sad, but sadness was always a part of me. And being able to write and create music makes me happy. So me being sad and then like, you know, like creating this music and composing songs makes me happy. But when I'm extremely happy, I cannot write. So the fact that I cannot write makes me very sad. So end of the day, I prefer being sad and creating, which will, you know, lead to my happiness rather than being super excited and then the fact that I can't write would lead me to sadness and then I have to dwell on it. I don't know if that makes sense. But you get it, right?
Yes, I get it. So you have this pain inside you.
Yeah.
Where is all this pain built from?
I guess, you know, like Tamil people, we've been through so much, and also growing up in a different country where you don't speak the language, and you know, people call you fob because you smell a certain way and you dress a certain way. I was bullied by like, you know, French-speaking people in Montreal, which affected me negatively. But like, I never once thought about harming myself. That was one thing that my mom taught me, like to be strong, and then whatever happens, you just have to like, you know, keep moving, keep fighting. But end of the day, as a kid, it will definitely hurt you. Like the pain is in there. So like from what I've experienced in Sri Lanka, what my parents experienced in Sri Lanka, versus like in a whole different country where I had to adapt myself to, you know, like heartbreaks, to like friends and everything that you go through on a daily basis. I guess that I always chose like everything that I go through, if it means so much to me, I will use that to create something. So that's how music came to me. I guess that's my way of expressing
yourself.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great job. We
Thank
love the
you.
way you're expressing.
Thank you. There's more angry songs coming up.
Looking forward to that. But I think that's what made me, you know, love you so much and want to meet you, is because not only are you an amazing rapper, is because the way you present yourself, the way you express yourself through your music, your attitude, like your strength, everything shows. So, you know, just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
And Navz, who inspires you? Like, who motivates you, and who do you look up to?
My mom.
Okay.
My mom is my biggest inspiration. If she's seeing this, she'd be like, yeah, sure. But my mom, she is such a fighter. She is so fierce, and she does whatever she wants. Nobody can stop her. But when I do it, she can't handle it. I'm like, well, you did this to your parents, now you deal with it. So like my mom, she is so talented to begin with. The way she speaks Tamil, to like how she represents herself, it's just like I've always wanted to be like her. As a kid, after my dad came to Canada, she had a brown leather diary. So every time she feels sad, what she would do is she would open the diary and she would write. As a kid, like I've noticed that. So when she would like, you know, go for a walk, what I would do is I would go through her diary, and then I see poems. At that time, I didn't know how to read, but I knew like the structure of how she was writing the poem. First line would be this big, second line would be shorter, like, you know, and I was very like inspired. Oh, what is she writing about? What made her write? And is this her way of coping with, I don't know, anger, sadness? So after that, a few years later, she found me doing the same thing, where I would be in a corner with a pen and paper, and then I would write. And then she started calling me Kavini. Kavinyi, Kavinyer means poet. Okay. So because my name is Navini, she's like Kavinyi, Navini, same thing. So she started calling me Kavinyi. Oh, Anga Kavinyi. Oh, she's probably somewhere in the corner writing. Yeah. So I think like seeing my mom write, like that was my escape to like, you know, get out of like the darkness that I go through. So she inspired me a lot, like her writing to like the way she speaks Tamil so beautifully with how she represents herself as a strong woman. She's just amazing. Yeah, she is.
How did you like? It's you were writing your own stuff, and you know, but how did you start rapping? Did it just come to you, or like, did you always start rapping at such a young age, or was there like a specific age where it just like happened? Like, how did that come?
I think I was always a rapper,
okay,
but I didn't know what rap was.
Okay.
So nobody was there to tell me like this is rapping, this is singing. But I was a born rapper. Okay. I knew that because I have such an aggressive singing voice. My voice will always overpower the instrumental. So like my siblings will be like, oh, it's good, but you know, try to contain your voice, like, you know, because you're going over, you're overpowering. Then I thought, if my voice is overpowering, which comes to me naturally, what am I? Then I'm like, you're a rapper, because usually rappers, what they do is like they put all their emotion into a beat which sounds like you're yelling, right? So I'm like, okay, so let me try this. So I was like, okay, Kadali, when I recorded Mayangarum say that, I didn't know I was rapping the second half. Unmadi meedu thalai, I didn't know that was rap. And these guys were like, Bart and Geethan was like, you're rapping. And I'm like, am I? Like, yeah, this is rapping. And I'm like, I was so shook. I'm like, oh, I'm a rapper then? Oh, okay, cool. And then all the songs that I wrote, you know, a few years back, I'm like, okay, let me try this to this beat. And I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, this is good. Like, I'm a rapper. And from then on, I'm like, this is it. Like, I feel so much comfortable rapping than singing. Because when I'm singing, I'm not a trained singer. So I have to make sure, oh, am I on pitch? Or am I sounding okay? Like, would people know that I'm not a trained singer? That would, like, bug me so much. But when I'm rapping, I don't care. I don't care. I feel like I'm talking. I feel like I'm talking. It comes to me so naturally. So that's when I realized, oh, okay, I'm a rapper. And I feel so proud to say that. And I feel like in our community, if you're a makeup artist or if you're a photographer, like you feel shy when people ask you, what do you do for a living? Oh, you know, I'm a makeup artist. No, you have to own it. Like when people ask me, I don't say, oh, well, you know, like, I'm just trying to become a singer or rapper. No, I say, I'm a rapper. That's what I do.
That's what leads to my next question. I was going to say, you do this full time now.
Yeah.
And I remember watching something that you posted where you comment about, was it your family friend or this auntie?
I went to a wedding in Montreal.
And tell the viewers about that story. I love the story because I love the way you say it.
So I went to a wedding, and you know, people are curious to know what you do, especially when you're 25 plus. They want to know if you're married, if you have kids. So this auntie approached me and she goes, oh, so what do you do now? I said, oh, I'm just working. And then she was like, where do you work? And I'm like, I'm working in a place where like I'm super happy. So she was like pretty much trying to get me to say the title.
Right.
Maybe she was expecting me to say I'm working at a bank, you know, like I'm a doctor or whatever the case is. Then I looked at her, literally looked at her. I'm like, I'm a rapper. My songs are on YouTube. Go check it out because like I'm blowing up. And you have to see like her reaction. Her reaction was like, "Illa thangachi I'm serious and I'm like, serious I'm a rapper. That's my full-time job. It was so funny. It was so funny because these are the things that people don't feel comfortable or confident telling like a random person, right? So I'm like, you know what? After that incident, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna own it.
I feel like people like you and a lot of other people are coming out and you know, setting this new trend now that is going to be the norm now. Like, so a few years from now, like, she's not going to say that to you.
No.
That is like totally going to be the norm, right? And that's what I hope for like the concept of my show is that you guys are going to inspire people out there to follow their dreams and do something out of the box. You know?
And to be confident, right? Because we're all different. I mean, like if like makeup comes to you so natural and you're so good at it, own it. Like, you know, or like rapping comes to you naturally, just say you're a rapper. Like, you don't have to like sutti valachi, you know, trying to please other people. No.
And I know that one thing that I was so curious about is your hashtag. Well, don't be like Navinaka, right? So tell us about that. Where did that come from? Did an incident happen, or do you get you know, people saying that?
Yeah, definitely. Growing up, I'm such a rebel. I talk back to people. Like, even if it's an elder person, if they do something wrong, I put them on the spot. Like, I ask a lot of questions. I make people feel uncomfortable all the time. So people who see me, and they have their kids, and they will take them to the side. Look, like, you shouldn't be like her. You shouldn't talk like her. You shouldn't dress like her, because she's a bad example. Like, even like, I feel like certain of my family members, their parents have said that to them. So like, it was very like hurtful. But then I realized, you know, like, to each their own. Like, there's a reason why my mom raised me to be like that. And I guess now it's gonna change. Now a lot of people are gonna be like, you know what? Be like Navinika. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy.
So are you gonna change that hashtag in a few years?
No. No. It's always gonna be, don't be like Navinika. The more it's like, don't be, it's like asking you to be like me. So I guess like, it's like, in a sort of like the opposite of like, you know, what you say is like what actually happens. So yeah, like, I initially started as a joke because you know, like, whatever I do, like the dance floor opens, and then I'm the first one to be on the dance floor. Everybody look at me. The food is ready. I'm the first person to go and have the food. So like, these small things, like, I don't know, made them feel, I guess it made them feel insecure to a point that they feel like they can't control their kids if they become like me. But yeah, like, now I just say everything the way I want to. I've been always like that, and it's always gonna be because of my mom and how she raised me. She regrets it now.
And another thing that's because of your mom is how well you speak Tamil. So can you actually, you know, just say a few lines for us? Because I love the way you speak.
இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கும் மக்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என் இனிய தமிழ் மாலை வணக்கங்கள்.
That was so beautiful. I could just listen to you talk forever, you know.
Thank you.
And what does your mom say about you know, everything that you're doing now? Like, you're a rapper. How does she feel? Like, what does she think?
She's not against it, and she doesn't fully support it either. She's like, do whatever you want. Like, I went to Sri Lanka, I went to India. When I told her I'm going to India, she's like, oh, okay. Like, as if like I'm going like to visit my next door neighbor. Oh, okay, go. I think that I have to prove to her that I can make a living, you know, with music. I mean, it's not her fault that she thinks that, you know, music is not going to feed me, but I guess I have to prove it to her, and I will. So far, you know, she's not, I don't know, she didn't try to stop me, but I could feel that she's slowly trying to, like, you know, maybe get a full-time job and do this part-time. But I'm in a phase right now where I'm like, I'm gonna go all in. I gave myself 1 year to like put all my work together. And I'm gonna slowly, you know, start releasing songs after songs. But I gave myself 1 year, and the 1 year is gonna come to an end next year in September. So I still have time, but already I have achieved so much. So I honestly do feel like I'm just gonna go all out for 1 year.
For sure. You should.
Thank you.
And another thing that I wanted to ask you is, who do you want to work with? Who are some of the artists that you were like, oh my God, I really want to work with these people? Do you have anybody in mind that you want to work with?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dr. Byrne. I love his work. I think it's important to do love songs and also like make songs that, you know, you make people realize, you know, what's happening in the outside world. So I think that I heard some of his songs that are really like, oh wow, this is powerful, and they made you realize that, wow, like, it's true, these kind of things happen, but nobody talks about it. So I love to work with artists that they make me feel like, okay, take a second and think about it. Like, it's easy for us to watch a music video and then like go to the next one, but rarely you come across a video and then you stop and be like, what did I watch? Like, this was so powerful. And I feel like Dr. Byrne makes me feel that way with his music and with the things he say. And obviously everybody's dream to work with A.R. Rahman. like I think I will faint if he even calls me. Like if I see his name on my phone, I would faint. I want to work with A. Rahman, and honestly, even if it's an upcoming artist who's talented, I'm ready to work with them as long as they have potential and passion. I am down to work with anybody. Like I don't have restrictions.
Well, I really hope that you get to work with Dr. Byrne, because he's one of my favorites too, and I feel like you're the female version of Dr. Byrne. So that would be, so Dr. Byrne, if you're watching, you definitely have to work with Navz. He's actually a good friend of mine, and I did tell him that, he must work with you, and I know he's working on his album right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys can get together soon.
It would be an honor, definitely an honor to work with them.
And don't forget me, Navz, okay?
I'll try.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
But, I want to wish you all the best with everything that you're doing, and like I said, you're trending right now, you're hot right now, and it's because of what the messages you're saying, and like you're just so different, and I applaud you for that, and I don't want you to stop. I want you to keep on going, and before we kind of interrupted you in your session, so can we actually hear a little bit?
Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
நான் ஸ்ரீலங்கா போனேன் நேத்து ராத்திரி, ஆனா கண்டதெல்லாம் ஒரு சின்ன கனவு மாதிரி. ஸ்ரீலங்கா போனேன் நேத்து ராத்திரி, ஆனா கண்டதெல்லாம் ஒரு சின்ன கனவு மாதிரி. ஒரு சின்ன பிள்ளை ரோட்டுல விளையாடுது, என் காரை கண்டு பின்னால ஓடி வருகுது. ஒரு சின்ன பிள்ளை ரோட்டுல விளையாடுது, என் காரை கண்டு பின்னால ஓடி வருகுது. அவ உடம்புல எண்ணி பார்த்தா ஒரே ஒரு துணி, வாய் முழுக்க முத்துமணி. அவ கிட்ட போய் பேர் என்ன என கேட்டேன். அவ சொன்னா, என் பேரு மல்லி, என் அம்மா சரியான ஒல்லி. அப்பா தூங்குற சோம்பேறி, இந்த வீடு முழுக்க நான் தான் வேலைக்காரி. என் பேரு மல்லி, என் அம்மா சரியான ஒல்லி. அப்பா தூங்குற சோம்பேறி, இந்த வீடு முழுக்க நான் தான் வேலைக்காரி. என் பேரு மல்லி மல்லி, அம்மா சரியான ஒல்லி. அப்பா தூங்குற சோம்பேறி, இந்த வீடு முழுக்க நான் தான் வேலைக்காரி. என் பேரு மல்லி, என் அம்மா சரியான ஒல்லி. அப்பா தூங்குற சோம்பேறி, இந்த வீடு முழுக்க நான் தான் வேலைக்காரி. சொக்கி போன அவ பேச்சு கேட்டு